Australian Capital Territory, Australia. COVID-19 restrictions from June 19, 2020. From June 19, the rules in the Australian Capital Territory will follow Part 2 of the three-step plan. Here are the answers to the questions many have. Can I visit my friends or family? 20 people inclusive of children will be allowed to visit other households for the purposes of socializing. However, people should be cautious. Can I have a party? If you are only inviting 20 people inclusive of children, you are allowed to have a party. 20 people are allowed to gather in outdoor spaces. Can I go to a restaurant or cafe? Cafes and restaurants will be allowed to seat a maximum of 20 people. Businesses will need to ensure each customer has at least 4 square meters. Can I exercise outdoors? Outdoor gym facilities will be reopened and outdoor boot camps will be allowed with a maximum of 20 people to a group. Can I go for a swim? Swimming pools will be allowed to reopen, but they could be capped to a maximum of 20 swimmers at any one time. Beaches will now remain open. Can I go to the library? Libraries may open with restrictions. Capacity must not exceed 1 person per 4 square meters, including staff members. Each library must have a COVID-19 safety plan. Can I let the kids loose on the playground? Public playgrounds will be open again. Physical distancing and hygiene should be practiced with the little ones. Can I go back to the office? Each business owner can make decisions about what makes the most sense for their situation. Employers must allow employees to work from home where it is reasonably practical to do so. Can I leave Canberra? Canberra borders were never closed. All overseas travel, with very few exceptions, have been banned and is not likely to resume until next year. Can I go shopping? Retail stores have been allowed to open. This is under the provision that they follow the 4-meter rule. Can I get a haircut or visit my beauty therapist? Capacity must not exceed 20 customers or 1 customer per 4 square meters, including staff members, on the premises, whichever is the lesser. When am I allowed to leave my house? You can go out to shop, to work or study if this cannot be done from home, for fresh air and exercise with a maximum of 10 people, and for recreational purposes and socializing as long as you are observing social distancing. Can I get tested if I haven't been overseas? ACT Health has announced that anyone with the slightest flu-like symptoms should get tested. If you work with vulnerable people, for example a nursing home, boarding school, or any other kind of residential facility, and you experience any respiratory symptoms, no matter how mild, you must be tested. Can I attend weddings and funerals? Weddings will be allowed to have up to 20 guests, while for funerals a maximum of 100 people is allowed, while following the 4-meter rule. Can I go for a drive? Yes, you can go out for a drive. Are dentists open? Yes, dental services are now open. Are the pubs open? Yes, pubs can host up to 20 patrons per enclosed space, including children, at a time while maintaining the 4 square meter rule. Bars, pubs and clubs will be allowed to serve alcohol in groups of up to 10 seated patrons without a meal. From July 10, food courts will be allowed to open to seated patrons. Are schools, TAFE colleges and universities back in session? Yes, all students have returned to school as of the 2nd of June. What about cinemas, entertainment venues and museums? Galleries, museums, national institutions and outdoor attractions like the zoo are allowed to reopen to groups of up to 20 people per designated session. Cinemas and other entertainment venues along with nightclubs and bars have to remain closed. From noon July 19, up to 100 people will be allowed at cinemas and movie theaters, indoor amusement centers, arcades, outdoor and indoor play centers, betting agencies, outdoor amusements and attractions, community and youth centers, galleries, museums and national institutions. There can only be 1 person per 4 square meters throughout the venue. Organized tours of up to 20 people, excluding staff, will be permitted. Can I move house? You are allowed to move houses, but keeping in mind the social distancing rules. What does the Australian government's contact tracing app do? Dubbed COVID Safe, the technology is based on digital contact tracing modeled on a similar app used in Singapore. Its purpose is to suppress the issue of community transmission, where the infection is spread between people in public. How long will this last? Australian Capital Territory is currently in stage 2 of a 3-stage process on easing social restrictions advised by the federal government to be rolled out over the next 2 months. However, there is no concrete timeline and the state governments are not required to follow every recommendation. Certain protocols such as physical distancing may be in place for several more months to come. The World Health Organization has warned that relaxing lockdown restrictions too quickly could lead to a resurgence of the outbreak.